What's up, everybody? We're back again. The weekend is over. Monday is upon us. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod, ready to kick the week off. This is throwback to like old school, like back in the day when we started.
This
Just
was
Kyle,
pre-YouTube, wasn't it?
pre-YouTube. Kyle and
Yeah.
Ben in the house, ready to chop it up. Our boy Nate is probably on a plane right now on
Yeah,
his
no kidding.
honeymoon. He got married over the weekend. We got our boy married. He's step one to becoming an actual dad bod. Is complete. Step two will happen probably in the near future. So
We're not going to rush him. We're not going to rush him.
Enjoy it.
Push him into it.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're here. We're proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the number one podcast network for professionals. And we are ready to talk about golf and get your week going. Ben, you ready, bud?
I am, man. I actually got to watch golf this weekend, which is kind of a fantastic thing because I usually have to piece it together. And I'm watching trackers that we follow, and I'm watching Twitter updates, and I'm watching the playbacks on Golf Channel late at night when I'm supposed to be up at 4:00 in the morning. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "This is what we call research, honey."
Bingo.
I was like, "Just go to bed. I'm going to finish watching this."
And I bet what else you were doing is you were watching some of those picks we made.
Oh, there's no doubt. I had to make sure I won over you guys. I didn't care if I won money. I just had to make
sure that some of those picks hit. We made some picks using our odds from Betonline.ag, the best place on the web that you can go and bet your favorite sports. You can head to their website, check it, or go to on your mobile device, sign up today and receive a 50% welcome bonus. You give them $100, they're going to give you 50 back to play with. Can't beat it. Use coupon code BLEAV, BLEAV, to receive your bonus on the initial deposit. Football, basketball, baseball playoffs. We got division championships coming up soon. Golf. We got some golf picks in. They got casino games.
They're here. The Braves and Dodgers play in LA on Tuesday. So your time to bet. Lots of prop bets.
Get on it.
There's no chance Freddie Freeman continues to have the slump that he has. So
check out props on Freddie Freeman.
I would definitely, if you're wanting to throw some money at something, it's at him, a prop bet, him getting some sort of hit on Tuesday night. You need to jump on that. I promise you.
BetOnline is the fastest and easiest.
It's always a new word
to bet all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. Ben.
Yes.
The CJ Cup at the Summit, fireworks. Wow.
First and foremost, they have to have it in Las Vegas from here on out. I hate South Korea is going to lose that, but they need to just jump on it, embrace it, and send their 4 guys over to play in the tournament. And I like how they're moving it around in Las Vegas too at the different courses. So this was fun to watch. This gets you ready for the waste management that's going to be in February with the 16th hole. Like everybody was excited to be there. Scenery wise, everybody was excited to be there. It's a great field, no cut.
Unbelievable field.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
There was like, all right, so I think there was 9 of the American Ryder Cup guys were in the field. 8 or 9 of the European Ryder Cup guys were in the field. I mean, it was absolutely slam packed. There was fireworks from the jump. We thought Keith Mitchell, who was 18 under through 2 rounds, was going to run away with it. He kind of slowed down the stretch.
Well, we kind of expected him to hit at least a slow. I didn't know he was going to be. Was he 2 over on Saturday? So he went.
Exactly.
I mean,
ran out of gas.
That's one of those things where you're like, that's that same guy that just shot 18 under in 2 days, and then he shoots 2 over.
Then we had Ricky Fowler, who,
my man.
With a sponsor's exemption, got in with a sponsor's exemption. Ricky Fowler, 54-hole leader by 2 or 3 shots, goes out today and just couldn't quite get it done. He and Rory were in the final group, battled it out. Colin Morikawa goes absolutely ape on the front 9, shoots 7 under on the front 9, then runs out of gas on the back 9 until 18. But Rory ends up coming out on top. It was electric.
Colin's home course, by the way.
Especially that back 9, man. It was like I felt like there was, between Ricky, Colin, and Rory, it was just like one shot away. Somebody just make a shot. And Rory made the shots down the stretch. He drove a par 4, like a 364-yard par 4, drove it, two-putted, a really good two-putt, by the way. It was like 70 feet.
Listen, here's the best part about that, though, to me. He drove it having to hit a fade so it wouldn't go too far.
Yep.
Like,
because it was downhill.
And I'm not talking about a fade. I'm talking this was a pure slice. Like, they had the shot tracker going. He starts
50 yards,
50 way yards over the water, and then cuts it to the right side of the green. And everybody's like, "That's a cut." I'm like, "Bro, that's a slice. That's not." I hit a
controlled slice.
Those are slices. I can promise you that is my game.
It did. It was at least 50. It moved at least 50 yards left to right and landed
he was
like a
stroking
butterfly.
It so well, because there was a couple of holes later, Ricky and Abraham Answer are hitting driver and barely clear the bunkers on the left. Rory flies it with a 3-wood, and it's like he's long. Feeling it right now. He is feeling it, because when he grabbed the 3-wood, they were like, he don't want to bring the bunkers into play. And then he flies the bunkers, and it's like, no, bro, it was not bringing.
Way wrong. Yeah,
had nothing to do with bringing the bunkers into play. He didn't want to bring the green into play with his driver. That was the issue. He was feeling it, and it was good, because I liked his post round interview that he did. How he's had a reset since the Ryder Cup, and he had a lot of self reflection, and said that kind of let him know that golf is supposed to be fun, and he's supposed to do what is fun to him and enjoy himself. And so he said that's what he tried to do this week, coming off the Ryder Cup loss. And he said he's just going to start doing that more often. So that's going to be fun to watch this year if Rory lets loose and we see 400-yard drives out of Rory McIlroy, because he's decided he, quote unquote, now wants to have fun on the golf course. We could be having fun as viewers watching all this.
Yeah, and I mean, so he wins the Wells Fargo earlier in the year. That's a big field. This was a big field, and he just kind of just put his foot on the gas at the end, and it was just too much. And people say, like, once when Rory's hitting the ball like this, you're coming to play, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. He's just that good. He's just that good. And he kind of put the nail in the coffin. I think it was on 14, was a par 5. And Colin was a few holes ahead of him and only one shot back with a par 5 to play. And Rory chips in for eagle on 14, give him a 3-shot lead, put him in.
That same hole Colin parred. He parred the drivable par 4 and parred the par 5.
Tough. After birdieing 7 out of your first 9 holes, that was tough. But even still, on 18, Colin throws it to 7 feet, inside 7 feet for eagle, drains it for eagle. So now he's 24 under. He's only got, so basically just got to have Rory make a mistake, and Rory just plays safe. Pars his way in, and wins the CJ Cup. And I told you, man, next year, if this is still going to be in Las Vegas, we're making this a weekend. This is, and here's why. Number one, it's Vegas. So that's number one. Number two, the access is incredible. There's like not that many people there. It's only 60 guys. You can see a ton of basically see everybody you want to see. It just looks awesome. And it kind of is like, this to me felt like the first tournament of the year. I know there's been 3 tournaments prior, 3 or 4 tournaments prior to start the year off, but this really felt like the kickoff to the year. And I want to be there. I want us to be there next year to kick the year off in style in Las Vegas. Weather was absolute perfection.
Don't jinx it. Then CJ Cup, they're going to move it back to South Korea.
Yeah,
we're not going to go back trip.
No, we're not going to Jeju Island in South Korea. Absolutely not.
Colin, it's funny you said that, because when Colin was done, they interviewed him up before he went to go get him something to eat, because he was being young and limber like he is. He said he wasn't even going to go to the range. He's just going. He honestly thought that Rory was going to close it out easily, because he had the par 5 left, and but they asked him about it, and he said the same thing you did. He said this feels like the first tournament of the year. I'm sure the other tournaments did not like the fact that he said that, but it had that feeling of the other tournaments. this sounds bad, but it's like players have been made to play in those because of who their sponsors are and who they signed up for contractually to be a part of.
Right.
But this one, no cut, top 60. I mean, I know we talked about how we were a little upset Bryson wasn't in there, but still everybody else pretty much was in there. Ricky gets that sponsors exemption and stands out to get the year started. I mean, it kind of made you think, okay, is he back? I mean, no, he didn't win, but
I was going to ask you that. What do you take away from Ricky's performance?
I think he's kept on saying everything's been mental. This has got to be a positive thing for him going forward, that he can still play with those guys, because he had flat out admitted last year, it's crossed his mind numerous times, if I got to the point where I can't play with these guys anymore.
Right.
And you did this in a field with no cut and the top 60 in the world playing. So yeah, man, you can play with these guys. And,
sure.
And you know, his putter is still, that let him down today. It did not yesterday. Yesterday he had, or Saturday, he had a phenomenal day on Saturday. But for Sunday, he had
18 greens. He had 18 greens on Saturday.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, he was 18-18. It was awesome. It was, and so for him to come out Sunday, you knew he probably wouldn't be as hot as Saturday, but I still think he's got something to figure out with that putter, because everything else he's hitting greens. He may not be hitting it close, but he's hitting greens and giving himself a 25-30 look putt at it. And
hey, bro, if you got 18 birdie putts,
something's got to fall.
Some of them are going in. Some of them are going in.
Or not even that. I mean, on short courses like that, I mean, when you got, let's just say 3 eagle putts. I mean, you have, something's got to fall at some point.
Exactly.
And so, and especially as good as they are, because even when they do miss a green, I mean, you saw what Rory did. I mean, they're liable to chip in at any point because they know where to leave the ball. So
I guess he putted, but it's still technically shit. It was off the green.
And but so still, they got to. I think he's got to get that figure. And I told you, it worries it worried me going into the weekend, because we talked about this last week, how he had that first 3D printed putter that he's using.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, how low has your game gotten where you got somebody creating something in a lab for you that is not traditional? It's not Scotty Cameron fixing something in your lab for you. You've gone to a crazy scientist that's all of a sudden creating something for you in the lab. That has to be,
you don't expect that from Ricky.
Yeah, that has to be conformed, especially because he's been a Cameron guy. That's the thing with me. I didn't know he ever switched to the Cobra putter. I missed that through the past couple of years, but I guess when his Cameron let him down, he had to do something. So he went to Cobra and switched it up, and now he's gone to this 3D printed putter that technically is a Cobra putter, but it's got the sick technology that like Bryson uses.
Yeah.
And so
I'll tell you what, he's not struggling with his driver, man. He hit fairways. And it was like immediate tee pickup, like all weekend. And that's one thing when Ricky gets in trouble, Ricky has a hard time getting out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
When he is hitting fairways, he's going to have he's a good iron player. He's going to hit greens. And if he can get the putting thing figured out, I just like to see him compete in a field like this. This is not him going low at the Sanderson Open or I'm sorry, Sanderson Farms or the Shriners or whatever.
No, I get it. No, I'm totally with you.
Top 60 on the FedEx Cup points list. And a lot of those dudes have won like not real long ago. Like Sam Burns, he's already won like just a little bit ago.
He's been hot.
Max Homa just won just a couple of weeks ago. Like the dudes in this field are playing good right now.
Sanjay M is in the top 10 every friggin' week.
Just won last week, or I think he won last week. The 9 of the Ryder Cup guys, like those dudes are in the field. I mean, it was a good field, very underrated tournament. Really, really hoping it stays in Vegas. I'm very proud of Ricky. I hope that's a momentum builder. I
have one request for Ricky.
What's that?
Let's retailer the pants.
Here's my second request. Orange glove. Don't like it.
I didn't mind the orange glove, but I also got a buddy that I play with that he does nothing but buy different funky color gloves. Like he orders them online to get some of the brightest colors you can. So kind of used to seeing some idiot be out there with something different.
Right.
He's listening to this and he's sitting there going, I feel called out. Well, you should feel called out. Like we don't like them. They're absolutely hideous. So that didn't bother me as much as the pants. Even my wife said,
They were
and
kind of
I'm not
flare
talking
leg,
about,
weren't they?
I'm not talking about, they're not even flare leg. They look frumpy, like from like even around his hips. Like you look like he's wearing baggy pants that were kind of tapered down at the bottom. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? That looks awful.
Like, they kind of look like those Jinko jeans back in the day, only
they were
orange slacks.
Yeah, they were really strange looking. So and it's almost like he doesn't have a dad bod, even though, he's now married and they're, with kids and everything else. But
it's like he's almost like
something. It's almost like he wants to be the dad bod. Like he wore the pants that like even you and I wouldn't wear. Like
I'm not wearing that.
It's like, come on, man. So I guess it's Puma. Puma, if you're listening, let's change it up a little bit for Ricky, okay? Please.
Let me tell you somewhere where you could go and they don't have to change up a damn thing. And that's Swannies.co. Use coupon code DadbodGolfPod -25. They just need to keep doing what they're doing, pumping out the awesome polos, pullovers, hoodies, jackets, vests, everything, shorts, pants, short pants, long pants, short, long pants, whatever. They have it all.
They got the
joggers, man. They got all the colors, they got all the styles, all the prints you can ever imagine. And we love working with them, and we all have tons of Swannies stuff. So check them out. Make sure you show them some love. Swannies.co, coupon code DadbodGolfPod -25, and be the talk of your dog fight on Saturdays.
That'd be awesome.
Let's go. We made some bets, some picks, and some of them were better than others. Ben pretty much dominated on this one, but I
completely bounced back from an offer weekend.
Big bounce back. So I'll go through mine first, because I was literally 2 shots away from stealing the weekend.
Do we want to go through Nate's since he's not here to defend himself?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and poop all over Nate, because Nate's was the worst picks I've ever seen in my whole life. So
yeah, they were pretty bad.
Number one for me, my winner pick was Kyle Morikawa. We already talked about it. He eagles 18 to put the pressure on Rory, and Rory just parred on out, beat him by 1 shot. So that was a heartbreaker. I also threw a little live bet on there, got him at like 3-1. I was pretty fired up. I thought he might have a chance. Lost by 1 shot, so that aggravated me a little bit. I had my top 5 pick, didn't stand a chance. Shane Lowry, he was out before the getting was good. I think he finished somewhere around like 60th.
54. I wrote all these down.
Gotcha.
54. He finished at 12 under T54.
I had JT as my top 10 pick. I think he finished somewhere around like 18th.
We were 2 shots. Both of us were 2 shots for having him in the top 10. He finished tied for 18th, but you move up to 20th, and if he's, he throws in a couple of birdies in there, and you and I, we cash money in on JT.
And then my heartbreaker. This is my heartbreaker.
Oh,
Russell Henley. I still love Russell, but Russell is on the number for the top 20 on 18, par 5, 18, very birdieable par 5.
Yes.
And he bogeys the par 5 to fall out of the top 20 by 1 shot. So I missed Colin Morikawa winning for plus 1,600, and I missed Russell Henley top 20 by 1 shot plus 225. Would have been awesome. And Mark Leishman stroked Shane Lowry on my matchup pick. So Mark Leishman is officially the standout. He won the battle of the identity. I now know Mark Leishman's the man. So of those two, anyways.
You're closer than you think, because as I said, you're 1 shot out with Henley and with Colin, and you're only 2 shots out with JT.
Had some pretty strong. Had some
momentum. You're 4 shots from really cashing in on some money here.
Got to close. You got to close, Ben. We got to close, and we didn't. We lost focus, and we couldn't close.
You're only just off the wall, out of the world pick was the Lowry pick.
That was a little out there.
Yeah, he didn't show up and do anything for you. But you were within 4 shots, within 3 guys that would have put you in the money.
Oh, you had possibly big money, but
yeah.
Whatever. That's part of it.
If we did a total, though, I told you I went ahead and added these up for you. You actually finished the weekend strong. You finished at minus 71. If we're just doing a bet amongst friends, so and you averaged you were a top 25 finish with with the Lowry pick, you
Even
finished in the
Lowry.
top 25.
That number 2 will help. That having the number 2 pick will help.
that helped both of us. I jumped tremendously with that pick.
All right, hit your picks, and then we'll
go through mine or go through Nate's.
Let's do Nate. So Nate had winner was Justin Thomas. He finished like 18th. Top 5 was Louis Oosthuizen. I think he withdrew. I don't even know where he finished.
No, he finished 38th.
38. Yeah, that's what I thought.
He finished minus 15. He finished better than Lowry, and you're cutting down on him. He finished better than Lowry.
Max Homa finished, I think, last.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he was. He had a rough 72nd.
Rough go.
Out of 80 players, he finished 72nd.
And then he gooched it in with the top 20. Taylor Gooch, who shot 10 under today, I think 62.
He did. He shot phenomenal.
3rd or 4th. And he picked him as his top 20.
He finished 5th. He was top 5 fifth. Finished 5th.
Plus 200. Okay. So and then his Hoffman over Poulter matchup on Thursday, Poulter struck Charlie Hoffman in round 1. So if you put $100 on all of Nate's picks, you only lost $200, I think, basically, because the Gooch pick, the Goocher gets you. No, you lost more than that. The Goocher won you $200. You lose 100 on Thomas Oosthuizen. So that's back to even. You lose 100 on Homa and lose 100 on Hoffman. So you lost $200. But you did get that one. You did get that one to hit, which cushioned the blow a little bit. So
it did. It did.
He gooched it in. He gooched it in with Gooch and got a top 20. That's awesome.
And the funny thing is I didn't know if we would hear from him for an entire week or not.
Yeah.
And he made sure to send us a Gooch text.
Yes.
Just to remind us. And I didn't want to rain on his parade of marriage and honeymoon, but I really wanted to say that is literally all you have to stand on. Like, please go away. Please go away. That you're having
enjoy your honeymoon.
You're having to make your week solid by thinking of Gooch in order to get through the week.
There you go. That's a great explanation.
If he also, I did the numbers on him. If the bet among friends that we always do of he finishes at minus 60, by far the worst out of the 3 of us, and out of the top 30. He was his average placement or his average finish was 33. So he didn't even make the top 30 with his picks.
Get out of here.
That's another reason. Those of you that followed Nate's picks, the reason I do those averages on the finish is because that usually can tell if you win a little bit of money. That's why you lost $200, because he didn't even finish in the top 30 with his average. So only thing
He's
that
always got the Gooch though.
Yes,
always got the Gooch.
He loves the Gooch.
Ben, hit your picks. You have
my man Xander let me down.
I
really thought he'd play a little bit better. Now he finished 18 under. JT finished at 18 under. I mean, I get it. He finished tied for 18 with JT, and but
never saw him hit a shot.
No, nope, I didn't either. I had to keep looking at online.
I gotta stop you real quick, Ben. I gotta stop you real quick.
Okay.
How about we have the most dynamic back nine you could possibly have? Okay, you got Fowler, you got Rory, you got Gooch.
I know where you're going.
You got Gooch, you got Morikawa.
Yeah,
throwing darts, and we're hanging with the Champions Tour playoff between Miguel Angel Jimenez and Lee Jensen. We held with it. We would not switch. We would not move it to Peacock. We could not watch these darts. We could not watch these Titans face off. We didn't get coverage until like well into the back nine.
You know what makes this even more frustrating? They're playing in Vegas, so they're 2 hours behind us. Yes. So I'm already not able to start watching golf until 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Our time, Central Time. And so I wait.
Get off of it, dude.
I'm doing honeydews around the house. I'm all excited. I get a beer. I go sit down on the couch.
It's about to go down.
We're
on Twitter. Everybody's making birdies.
Even though I didn't pick him, you know me. I love Ricky. I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, Ricky.
I was pulling for Ricky.
I'm like, I'm going to get to at least see Ricky play holes 6 or 7 through 18. I sit down. I'm all excited. And I look at the TV and I go, what the hell is this?
They're just finishing up.
Because I didn't even pay attention to the Champions Tour thing.
I know.
And they're at break. And then I'm reading the bottom thing and it's like, coverage of the CJ Cup will continue after the playoff. And I'm like, no, you turn it now.
Yep.
Like, I've got beer in hand. I want this now.
Yeah.
I want Ricky. I want Morikawa. I want Rory.
We
I mean,
didn't
I want
start till like
Tyler
4:30.
Gooch, who's throwing 10 under on the final day.
Yes, Gooch going deep on the final day. We couldn't watch it until like 4:30.
And then next thing I know, they're like, and then, oh, here's where I really lost it. You ready for this? When they get done and they're like, now we're gonna go to the 18th and interview Lee Janzen. I was like, the hell you are.
No.
You were gonna I was like, I don't care what he has to say. Get his quote and put it down at the bottom on the scroll so I can read it. I don't care
the only person that wants to hear a Lee Janzen quote is Jimmy Green, since Lee Janzen won the U.S. Open at Olympic Club.
There are three people. There's Jimmy that wants to hear it. There's Lee's
Club.
mom and Lee's wife. Those are the only three people that want to hear what he has to say about that.
That's exactly.
Crazy. That Dadbod Golf Pod tweeted out, said, please tell me that you're not going to carry this Champions Tour event over the CG Cup. And I was like, I know which one of us sent that. There ain't no doubt. I know where that's coming from.
That was me. 100% me.
And so, I get the notification. So I see the notification like after I've sat down and I've turned on the television. I was like, I'm so upset right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm really upset.
Big foul.
This is not the first time I've been upset with the Golf Channel. I told you I'm already not into the split screen stuff. I'm like, go, you have the technology, record it, play your commercial, come back and show us the shots. I don't want to have to look at a tiny screen and look at the tiny shot over on the left side where I have to get up from my perch and go up to the television because I'm half blind. I don't want that. I want you to do it like the old days, record it, tape delay it, go back. So this is what happened earlier. Show the shot. Okay. It's not that hard. And
we did that split screen thing too, which was awful.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's split. I hate. And then they did that with. They showed, they had Ricky on the right side, and they had the Champions Tour event on the left side, and then they show Jimenez like standing outside the bunker and like discussing things with his caddy. And I was like, I don't care what they have to say. Like if you have to show a shot, cut to it, show a shot, and then go back to PGA Tour golf.
Oh man, I can't even.
I'm fired up, man. I'm so fired up. I'm so upset with PGA Tour right now.
That was bad. It was bad. We didn't catch it till like the leaders were on like hole 12 or 11 or 12 or something like that.
This needs to be addressed with the Golf Channel for future coverage by the PGA Tour because they're going to do whatever the PGA Tour tells them to do.
For sure. All right, Ben, I was not trying to distract away from you winning. So go back. We just finished Xander and JT not finishing top 5 in winter.
No. But then I hit pretty good because Colin, of course, finished number 2. He finished top 10 easily. And then my man,
Darts,
the
calling him Darts, the
machine who shot a quiet 20 under, finishing top 10. I picked him to finish top 20, finished top 10. Didn't see one single shot all day from my man, except for what I could see online. So I'm a little upset with the Golf Channel on that coverage as well, because he has turned into probably one of my favorites, especially his banter between he and his caddy, because he does, even though he won't interview in English, he will actually speak English to his caddy.
Broken, but not very good.
It's fantastic.
The story Blaine told us was awesome. So like this guy's so dialed in. Blaine Barber told us this story about Sanjay. He's so dialed in, like he knows, he's so confident in his numbers. He's so confident in his swing. His caddy will give him a yardage. His caddy gave him this yardage. It's this impossible pin. It's a long par 3.
He said it was tucked right and it was downhill. So you did not want to land pin high or you just skip back.
Okay. So he somehow hits the caddy gives him the number. He hits it and it's 15 feet short. Hits it 15 feet short. I'm not talking about 15 feet short of the green, 15 feet short of the hole, on a hole that's impossible to be below the hole.
Right at the stick.
And he looks at the caddy and goes, why short?
Why short?
In other words, I hit it exactly where you told me to hit it. I literally hit the shot, the exact shot you told me to hit. Why didn't it go in the hole?
And the thing, exactly. Like that's the thing is when Blaine told the story, I mean, it's a par 3. I think Blaine said it was easily 220, 230. Like he can't remember the exact number.
By the way.
He can't remember the exact number, but he knows it wasn't an easy part. It wasn't a 150-yard par 3. It was
like 200 yards.
It was 200. It was 220, 230, something like that. And he was for real. Like he wasn't joking. He looked at the caddy and he's like, why short?
Why short? I love this dude. I'm gonna be a Sanjay M pumper. I'm pumping Sanjay M up. Love him. Love him.
Except when the President's Cup, when they let him play on that team.
I may pull for him. It depends on who he's playing against.
Depends on who he's playing. If he's playing Patrick Reed, I'm pulling for him.
Exactly. Hammer down. Hammer
so
down. And then your matchup.
He finished at 20, and then my matchup, Morikawa, he actually beats my man Sanjay, but I picked him
on day one. Yeah.
To beat him on day one. So I won that. So I got that bet. And I got the other two with Sanjay finishing in the top 20 and Colin finishing in the top 10. My guys finished at 80 under on our little personal bets, and I had a top 15 finishing at 11th, the average of 11th with my guys.
And if you bet $100 on all of Ben's picks, you won $150.
Yeah,
you lost 100 on Xander, 100 on Justin. You won 165 on Morikawa, another 100. So you're up 65, and then you won $100 basically on the match the match for Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Solid weekend, Ben.
I needed it. Good bounce back.
You need to bounce back. I just need to bounce, period. Probably bounce from ever making picks again because I suck at them for some reason. I just have bad luck. Like you said, I was 4 shots away from having cash money on the weekend.
You were 4 shots away from around $300.
No, yeah, exactly. Maybe more. I mean,
maybe more. I don't remember the odds on yours, but
Colin Morikawa was plus 1,600 to win.
Well, to win,
if you win that, if you put 100 on that, you win $1,600.
Yeah,
in one shot off. But anyway, I digress. It was fun. We love doing this. It's a lot of fun to come back on Monday and see how we did.
We're able to use a sponsor that we
use
have
our sponsor
as a reference.
Sponsor,
so
for sure,
that's awesome. And hopefully they enjoy it. Hopefully they're not sending out disclaimers of please don't listen to Dad by Golf Pod because your picks will suck.
Exactly. But we're gonna have fun doing it. We're gonna have fun.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Next thing we want to talk about. This week is a big week. This is a lot of second stage Q school stuff for Korn Ferry Tour, and we have a lot of friends that are in it. We have some friends that qualified last week. Michael Johnson, I don't know if you remember, he one of our first interviews that we ever did on his way to play in the U.S. Open.
We refer to him as MJ.
MJ, yeah, he qualified. He went through second stage already. He did second stage already in somewhere down in Florida. Almost won the stage. I think he was like 3 shots back from winning the stage, which is incredible. Another buddy of ours, Trace Crow, he qualified in the same exact stage qualifier, stage 2. This week in Dothan, Alabama, we have Blaine Barber.
Yep.
We heard us mention him several times. Blaine Barber is going in. We played with him last week. He's absolutely striping the driver, which is exciting because I think last year, his game was tight and it maybe just a few bad drives or, swung him out of either making cuts or swung him out of finishing deep in tournaments. He was absolutely piping it. And he'll even say he's hitting the driver as good as he's ever hit it. So
he's going back to his baby draw. Is what he told me when we were on 9. Because I'd made the comment when we were on 9. He hit the ball, and when he did, number one, it elevates quickly, but number 2, it moves about 5 yards to the left. Just a baby. I mean, when I say a baby draw, but it's just perfect. He starts out right center, it comes back center fairway, and I looked at you and I said, I would kill to have that shot because
he's hitting it both ways too.
I hit a cut and he told me, he said, I've fought it for years and now I'm embracing it. He said, and I'm hitting it well right now. And
sure.
So
really pulling for him.
He does this week too.
Really pulling hard for him. And then Don Bazzelli, another friend, is in the same stage in Dothan. So
they'll be in Dothan. Is that the RTJ course they're going to be playing?
RTJ, Highlands, and Dothan. And then Wells Padgett is going to Albuquerque for the Albuquerque second stage.
Yeah, and when we talked to him, I think he had other plans, but I guess he's decided to switch it up a bit.
He's played that course. I text with him. He says he's played that course. He feels comfortable out there. Mm-hmm. He's going to Albuquerque. This is big. Second stage is big because if you get to the finals, everybody that makes it to the finals is going to get some type of status on the Korn Ferry Tour. So whether that be limited number of starts, whatever, you're going to get an opportunity. You're going to get status where you can crew points, even if it's not, you're not exempt to every event. You can still accrue points and be able to have the chance to earn your card at the end of the season.
Yeah,
so,
we were talking about that with Trace and MJ. Like I don't think people understand that them being in the finals is huge. Whether even if they don't do well in the finals, they're there.
They're going to get a shot. They're going to get a shot.
They've got tournaments that'll be lined up for them already.
Yeah, and then so finals will be in Savannah, Georgia, and I think somewhere around 100 dudes will be in there, and then they'll play again, and it'll be top 25. We'll get their card for the year on the Korn Ferry Tour, which is it's big. It's a stepping stone, and these guys need it. So we're going to be pulling hard for them.
Well, the money's so much better than what it used to be too. I mean, they don't, before when guys were on the web.com, and even before it was web.com, I mean, it had a couple of other different names. Some sponsor, I mean, yeah, if you won, you still got paid, you got paid well, but if you didn't finish top 25,
you were hard to break even.
After you paid your caddy and you had to pay for your living expenses and your travel expenses and insurance and everything else, the money runs out rather quickly.
Sure.
So now that they've got an opportunity, I'll give Korn Ferry credit. They've put some bigger price. Who runs that tournament. I mean, I know it's brought to you by Korn Ferry, but who runs that tournament, they're doing a great job with sponsorships and getting some money. So these guys are taken care of and can actually make a livable wage. And the fact that little things like this, where you can, you made the finals, you guaranteed some events. And if you finish well in those events, then you may get a shot to play, like MJ played on the US Open, or played in the US Open. I mean, that's phenomenal that they have the opportunity to do that.
Right. Blaine should be taking, I think he's doing a Swannies Instagram takeover. So follow Swannies on Instagram. He's funny on Instagram. So he's going to be posting some crazy stuff. There's no telling what kind of outfits he's wearing. His last tournament of the year, this past season, he was like made ESPN for having he was wearing like a button down short sleeve, untucked with joggers and just some sick shoes. And he's going to have some outfits. So
the shoes are there this time around too. He's already posted that, just in case you're curious.
Yep.
So you go follow him on Insta. You'll see his shoes. We're already big fans. I don't mind if he signs them and gives them to me. That'll be cool too. I'll take that because I know you're going to be listening, Blaine. So I have mine picked out that I would like if you're just handing those out as souvenirs. So they're fantastic. I mean, he's got some. He has a tendency to wear the solid whites every now and then, but I like when he comes with the flair and with the colors. And he has those in the suitcase. Now he's got like 8 pair he's taking with him this weekend. So I'm not real sure which ones he's going to be wearing.
Yep.
But he's got them with him.
Oh yeah. He's going to be looking good. And I already called dibs on some 4 or 5 years from now when he wears them out. So
yes, when he wears them out, we'll take them.
Looking forward to that. So yeah, that's awesome. So so big week for Korn Ferry, second stage for a lot of guys. Got to get through, and then we will hopefully have some dudes in the finals, and that will be sick. That would be sick.
That would be nice.
We're definitely going to have them come on, give us some previews, some stuff like that. Blaine's already talked about it, so it'll be pretty exciting. The last thing that we want to talk about, we kind of hinted at it we didn't hint about it. We talked about it because he had just played his first round. But J.R. Smith finishes his first collegiate tournament, and I'm going to be honest, this is better. He performed better than I thought he would. I did not expect him to play this well. When they said he was a 5 handicap, I'm like, okay, well, is he playing ball in hole? Is he playing it down, this, that, whatever?
No. His teammates that got him into golf and all that kind of stuff, that's what they told him too. They said, now look, when you do this, this ain't what we do out in these resort, having our caddy work for us type events, where by the time you get to your ball, your caddy's giving you a good lie because he's wanting a good tip at the end. Like, that ain't what you're going to get at this. You're going to be toting your own bag, and you're going to be putting everything out, and you're going to have to play it as it lies. And
they were like that meme. They're like that meme. You're not that guy, man. You're not that guy. But it turns out he may be that guy. So the first round was a little rocky. He shot 83, but then he comes back and shoots 78, 79.
Yeah, but Kyle, I was happy with the 83. I told you I saw 90. When I saw his 5 handicap, that's a 5 handicap like we just talked about that he and his buddies have put together that he is not. He did say towards the end, since he knew he was going to be going to play college golf, he started putting everything out. But did he register those scores? Did that hurt him? Did that take him from a 2 to a 5? I don't know. Right. I don't know the backstory on that, but I said, if you would have given me over under 85, I'd have taken the over in a heartbeat that he would have scored that.
I wouldn't have thought he would have shot in the 70s at all, period.
No, I would. Even when he had the 83, I thought, now does he get in his head? Now does he shoot 85? Does he shoot 90, after the 83? So, because he did throw some darts that day. We saw some highlights of it.
Yeah, he made some birdies. He had some big numbers, but I mean, several birdies. Almost dunked one on almost dunked one on a par 4 from about 150, 160 yards. So J.R. Smith, but the highlight of the weekend,
I felt bad for him.
This is bad. And he gets basically attacked by hornets and has to run, and they have video of it. You can't watch it out loud with kids, which I don't blame him. I probably would have said a lot of the same words he did. But yeah, they were getting after him. And like hornets, once the first one gets after you, all of them come after you, and there's no getting away from it. So that can be scary too. But he was ripping at his head, ripping at his legs. They were all over him. They were getting
him on his legs, and he was wearing joggers too, by the way, which were awesome.
They were eating him ankles up.
They were eating him alive, and I felt so bad for him. And
he looked good though, dude. I want joggers and a hoodie. I want that.
You're not 6'6" and tall and slender.
It doesn't matter. I'll run until I throw up. I want joggers and hoodie body. That's what I want to play golf in right now. And it's cooling down a little bit. I'm gonna make it work. I got a hoodie from Swannies on the way. I got their hoodie on the way. So it's gonna be great. But JR, big shout outs. He there's no telling where he can go from here. It's collegiately, if that's a word. His collegiate golf career looks like it might actually be a thing. He may actually be able to compete and contribute. And it's not just a publicity stunt. It's just a dude that loves the game of golf, and he's done with basketball. So he's going to go give back to his university, and grow the game. And that's essentially what we all want to do. And big props, JR. JR's got a podcast. It's awesome. I can't. I
don't know which one it is.
Yeah, I don't exactly know that. I can't remember the name of it right now, but he's got a golf podcast. I mean, he loves the game just like we do. So
yes,
big props to JR. And hope he continues to do well.
I'm gonna have to say I was trying to surprise y'all, and I cheated a little bit. And I went to the school's website trying to see if I could get myself either a hoodie or some sort of golf shirt but they apparently were not prepared for the people that have bombarded their websites.
Wow. Crashed
wanting this. So it wasn't crashed at the time, but they're definitely out of product right now. So with the supply issues and all that's taking place, they're having a little trouble because we talk about, you and I have said, it's all about growing the game of golf. And
exactly,
I would have never go to that school's website and buy some sort of golf paraphernalia, whether it be a shirt or a hoodie. Like I wanted the hoodie that he was wearing. I didn't know if there was something that was going to be available or not that you could wear. Yep. I thought that was sharp. I mean, it was very like navy, it had navy blue with like the logo on the chest.
Oh
pocket.
Yeah. It was sick.
It was awesome. So that's what I went there for, and you can't get it. But you can't get anything else right there right now anyway. But I will say, it did say to check back, so I'm going to check back throughout the season. Maybe they get some suppliers in. You never know. He's got some contacts with some apparel companies. We may be able to get this fixed before it's all said and done with. So I may show up one night wearing my J.R. Smith. I would love for it to say J.R. Smith over on the right side too, because like his did, like to have my name or have his name on my shirt. That's what I would like. But I don't know if they're going to offer that. Probably not. I doubt they offer that.
Pretty sick stuff. His podcast is called the Unlocked Golf Podcast. So check him out. He's got a bunch of cool interviews. It's basically all his NBA buds that play golf too. So it's pretty sweet.
It's phenomenal how he got into it. You know, we talk about how people, the love of the game. I don't know if you've heard this story or not. He showed up at a tournament and a former NBA player and I don't want to. I keep wanting to say it was Akeem Olajuwon, but that's not right. It was not him that did it, but it was a former NBA player, and they were in Texas. And J.R. Smith said that there were a bunch of people there, and the player looked at him and said, "You got to hit a ball." And J.R. Smith was like, "I am not hitting the ball. Like, I do not know how to do this. I've never done this before." This is when he was in his prime too, playing basketball. So he'd never even picked up a golf club. I'm not kidding you. I don't know if you've heard the story. He hit it 300 yards. His very first drive he's ever hit in his life. He hit it 300 yards. And
he's sick.
I know, because that was the funny thing is they all looked at him and they said, "That's not going to continue." All right. So
that's not normal.
Yeah, that's not normal. Don't get your hopes up. But he said, "I'm the guy that the very first golf ball I ever hit made me fall in love with the game of golf." Hooked from there on out. He said after that, he said, "I was begging guys for clubs. All I did was spend hours at the range." And I mean, to think about it, just in the last couple of years, he's a single handicap from only playing a couple of years.
Right. No,
I mean,
he's playing basketball full time, like in between. Like, it's crazy.
That's impressive. And he's not like Michael Jordan that was playing 18 holes on the day of a game. He didn't play. And so now that he's playing collegiate golf and he's a single digit handicap and he's soaking it in, and it sounds like he's a good teammate too. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We love it. Big fans. Big fans. You know what else we're big fans of? Arcos.
What is that? Yes,
Golf.
We are.
ArcosGolf.com. It's a club sensor tracking system. It comes with 14 sensors and a belt clip. There's the boxes. Ben really loves those boxes. You screw the sensors into each one of your clubs. You pair them up with an app on your phone, and then you put the Bluetooth clip on your belt. You play. That's it. And
or if you have an Apple Watch, you don't have to do the clip.
If you have an Apple Watch, you don't have to use the clip. Absolutely. But then you just play, and it keeps track of all your stats, all your distances, and it'll give you smart distances. It'll basically give you caddy advice after so many rounds, which is awesome because it takes a lot of the thinking out of it. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing that I've found that I love so much about it is that you can set a target handicap, and it'll give you strokes gain analytics. And strokes gain basically shows you where you're losing your shots on the course, because it takes the emotion out of that big drive you missed or hit out of bounds on 17. And then you think, my driver cost me so many shots, I got to go pound balls on the range and just hit drivers. No, actually, you may have lost 10 shots from 100 yards and in, or you had 38 putts, or you never got up and down. It keeps all that for you. So then at the end of the round, you look at that round, and it'll say you lost this many shots here, this many shots there. You gain this many shots here. And then if you're Dadbods like us, you don't have 6-8 hours a week you can practice. No. You may only have 1 or 2. So why not absolutely know 100% what you need to work on in those 1 or 2 hours, make the most out of it, and then start shooting better scores. It's just common sense. Take 10% off this system with coupon code DADBOD10. It's awesome technology, easy to use, and it's very powerful. And we've all been using it so far. I love mine. I'm absolutely hooked. It's a ton of fun.
I've learned from it. I told Kyle, I played with it and played with some buddies. I didn't hit the ball off the tee real well, so I thought that was my problem. Because I never put 2 and 2 together, because I'm just,
emotional, like all of us are.
Yeah, emotional. And it turns out, I told Kyle, you get done with the round and it tells you what you've done. And I basically doubled every par 3. So you take away that, and I shoot high 70s from a very tough course that we played. If I can just par those par 3s, just put it center of the green, take my 2-putt and move on.
Right.
But my T-ball got me in trouble, and then my wedges got me in trouble, and then my putting, of course, got me in trouble. So the par 3s just completely killed me. And here I was thinking that it was my driver the entire day, and it turned out it was not my driver.
Exactly. Check them out, arcosgolf.com, and get set up, man. Get your sensors, get going. All you do is you plug them in and go. You just go. You don't have to do it. There's like no maintenance whatsoever.
Nope.
You just go.
And you can make your adjustments
For sure.
on the course as well. So Kyle did it. When we played, I used the Caddy Buddy, and Kyle decided he'd go with his phone. So I do want to say that some of the misnomers, I've seen some of the feedback, and some people say that they weren't happy with it because they said drains are back. Kyle's battery did not get drained, by the way.
I used my phone the whole time.
And he used the phone the whole time. So those who have said that, have a crappy phone. It's not
Yeah.
our fault their phone sucks. So that's the issue
For sure.
because Kyle's did not get drained, and the caddy buddy was fine. I had to make some adjustments on mine a little bit later, but other than that, yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. So if you get a chance, make your adjustments on the course just by doing that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We appreciate it, guys. This has been episode 68. Happy Monday. Get your week going. Get ready. You probably got some tournaments coming up. Maybe got a club member. We got our member coming up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's member season. Get ready, man. Fall golf is awesome. The temperatures are getting a little bit cooler. You're able to maybe get out there and walk. You never know. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's cool. Maybe it's cool enough to go walk. Who knows?
Come on.
Maybe we'll do a no ride November. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how it goes.
You guys have fun.
We'll have to see how it goes. But everybody have a great week, and we're gonna be here every single day, Monday through Friday.
Guess what tomorrow is?
What's that?
69.
69th episode.
Yes.
Tomorrow. Nice.
Like
episode 69 tomorrow. Don't miss it. The Dadbod Golf Pod everywhere on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube.
12.
Exactly. We're grown children. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, rate, subscribe, review on the Apple Podcast app. We really appreciate it. And we will catch you next time. Dadbod Golf Pod.
Always stroking.
Always stroking.